Hello everyone in YouTube land, this is Sanji Himura live with the W2 Report. Today we're going to have a frank little discussion on who watches the Watchmen, and we're joined by a special guest today. So let's say hello to the nice folks at home over here. So starting on the camera, we have Alain from BMC Studio joining us today. And also on my right, we have the very, very vicious Lord Crocosquirrel.
Oh, I'm vicious now, am I? No, I am thoroughly dreaded by all who make games like Unconscious. Yes,
Okay.
I finally remembered the name of that game. That game made just about everything that BMC Studio made look good.
Yes, that's true.
It's because all my games are good.
On the slate today, we are talking about Valve and in relation to the BMC Studio ban, because they did get banned this week from Steam. So we're going to discuss a very simple question. Who watches the Watchmen over at Valve? So with that said, let us go ahead.
Short, nobody's watching them. It's not possible because apparently Valve has rules, or at least they tell us they have rules, and these guys ignore them at their whim.
By the way, I don't know if that counts, but I know there's some people that's not 100% sure, but I know like some people that review games don't like me and other like kind of like me. That makes sense? Because when I see a name, like they're sometimes signing the thingy that they send to game devs, like, oh, you need to fix that and that. And sometimes I don't remember the names, but some names always tell me to fix a bunch of stuff, and other names like just meh.
Yeah.
I don't know if that makes sense, but
a lot of names will say, "Oh wow, this game is shit. I'm doing this for clicks."
Like a lot of the people at Steam seems to like, I don't know how to say it, but like sometimes they ask me to fix a bunch of stuff, and that's already the same name. And other people that just publish the thing and like, who cares, and say it's okay, are the other names. Like, if that makes sense. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
that's actually a thing. Valve put out an official policy a long time ago, 3 or 4 years ago now, that said that pretty much everything was okay on Steam. We're not going to. You can have your porn. You can have what the hell ever, and as long as you're not trolling somebody in particular or spamming games onto the store, then you're good to go. And the spammers pretty much have stayed, and what defines trolling gets wider every other day.
Yes,
because I know there's someone that made like a Wooded Tree Adventure or something like that, like the little wood boy, that platformer thing.
Yeah.
He got banned, and I don't think his game are like trolling or whatever. Like his game are, I don't think they're good. I don't like them, but they're not trolling. Like they're just stupid game.
Yeah, well, actually, believe it or not, Little Tree Adventure and its sequel were not terrible. I mean,
the sequel on the Switch is actually not that bad.
They were actually pretty solid.
Yeah, and I don't get why he got banned. Like, that's kind of random. He's actually a good game dev in a way.
Maybe it was the 2 at the end of Little Tree Adventure 2. I don't know. I actually.
Maybe I got banned because I'm sure Steam was jealous that I made Simulator 3 before Half-Life 3, and they banned me. So.
Let's see here. First off, let's go over some ground rules. Despite having BMC Studio as a guest today, it should go without saying that we do not encourage, condone, or imply that our subjects of this week's discussion should be subject to a hate campaign. It is in very poor taste, and it will get you banned in many places, including but not limited to my channel. Do not do this.
Unless you give me money.
Well, apparently Alan is okay with you trolling him as long as you're giving him money. As long as you're handing him money, but I will be more than happy to take your head off.
Second, any topic of discussion in regards to our subject's far-reaching implications, implied or otherwise, It's not considered an endorsement of any view that was discussed. All right.
Unless we say otherwise.
Yes.
Because first, I think whoever the hell did this, whoever the hell it was, pulled the censorship shit over at Valve needs to be fired. That's my opinion.
Yes. So,
And if you want
Alain.
to know my opinion of your opinion on the subject, watch the end of one of my live streams. I'll show you.
Yeah.
You'll see it.
Yeah. So, Alain, if we really need to go, if we really are to discuss the far-reaching implications of Valve censorship on you, we need to first discuss what is Cumulator 3 and...
Ouais, ça. Tu as arrêté le timer dans la cuisine pour Mini, la bouffe à Mini, on va la faire tantôt. Et juste appuyer dessus parce que ça sonne. Dans la cuisine. Le Google Home, juste comme. Sorry, there was a timer like ringing. Okay, you can continue.
So,
tell us
first...
about Cumulator 3. What was it?
Cumulator 3 is the best game ever made. So, it's a spin-off of the movie Cumulator 3. It's not Cumulator 3, it's Cumulator 10, Ultra 10 and Ultra Soft. It's not technically Cumulator 3, but I call it that because it's easier. But it's a spin-off of the movie that's going to come out soon. It's the interactive version of the movie, shorter but free. And it's interactive, unlike the movie. It's a game that's in a parallel universe of the first one, where girls are like the power and men's are nothing. And Kim Yo-jong is the leader of North Korea, and you have to suffer from nuking Canada.
Ooh. Wow. Now, why nuke Kanakistan? I think
no Canada. That
that was actually the joke, Alan.
Oh, okay.
So why nuke Canada? Why not nuke the shit out of the United States? It makes a better target.
Well, Kim Yo-jong really likes maple syrup, and she asked Canada to give it all to her, and they said no.
That would be like Kim Jong-un nuking the crap out of Switzerland because he couldn't get any more Emmental.
I mean, it's a good reason.
Not that they really.
So yeah, that's basically
one,
like the. So that's a basic plot of Cumulator 3 if you like really condense it in a few sentences.
Now, you had this game reviewed twice by Valve before you got banned.
Yeah.
Once you had shall we say? Go ahead.
How about you let him describe it there, Sanji?
Okay, go ahead.
All right. So basically, the first time I sent the review store page thing, don't know what to call it. The first time they reviewed the page, they told me to fix the cover art because there was a condom on it. Because like the logo of Cumulator was a condom, and they said like you can't put a condom since it's for 13 years old. Personally, I don't think a condom is like offensive. If you're 13, you won't even know what it is, so I don't think it changes anything.
Actually, at 13, by 13, I
yeah,
knew full well what a condom was, what it was for. They thought like, they showed us that shit in school.
Yeah, true. Yeah, that's actually true. But like, what I mean is like, it's not offensive. Like, I don't think a young person is going to see a condom like, holy shit, like, oh my god, I'm so like disturbed. My young age is ruined, and my childhood is never going to be the same. I don't think a condom is like that offensive, but I did change it. I put the cover art of just Marie looking at the watch and like talking seriously. And that was like Cumulator 3 in the corner. So I did change the cover art because who cares? If they told me to change it, I'd change it. So when I asked them to review it again, that's when they banned me for saying it was a troll game. But like at first they didn't ban me when they told me to change it. So I don't get it. Because like if at first it was okay and the second time it's not okay, it's the same game. I just changed what they told me to change. But it's not the same person that told me to change it and that banned me. So I don't know if
Okay. Let's see here.
It sounds to me like somebody actually played the game and went, why are you being such an ass to the feminists?
No, it's not. That's the problem. It's not against feminists. It's for feminists. So it's kind of like the
And yet,
Ghostbuster
a
reboot.
great many feminists would say that you're not only out of line but out your damn mind.
I mean, like, I wish I could show you more of the story because like right now I only have the trailer and like maybe the first draft of the cutscene on YouTube. But
Well, it's actually too bad you aren't able to get your hands on the keys.
yeah, I know it really sucks. And a lot of my games, like I had a bunch of backup keys that I just use like for whatever on Patreon because when you subscribe, I give you keys for my games and stuff like that.
Ooh.
But like it's like a subscription to my games with Patreon. It's kind of cool. But yeah, I had a bunch of backup keys, but I never downloaded it. Like they were on my Steamworks, so who cares? But now I can't access any of the keys I had, so it really sucks. So yeah. I don't know what to say now. Why is anyone talking?
I'm waiting for Sanji at his show.
Well, let's frame the banning a little different. Would it be fair to say that considering your history that I'm playing devil's advocate here for a bit. Would it be fair to say that considering your history that this reviewer, whoever they may be, thought, okay, this is an actual game and not an interactive movie, and so they judged it as harshly as I don't know, shall we say a Jim Sterling would?
But I mean, even then, it's still a game, and they said they authorize everything. So
No,
it
basically
doesn't matter if it's a good game.
Well, basically what I'm asking is, because you shoot interactive movies, and there is an audience for that, would it be fair to say to this reviewer that you reviewed a game when in reality you actually reviewed an interactive movie?
Well, I mean, it just depends what you classify as a game. I think an interactive movie is a game since it's interactive and it's a game. For me, like an interactive movie is a game. Like the Black Mirror episode that was interactive, for me, it's a game.
Okay.
When you can play something, it's a game.
Okay.
So you would accept a visual novel as a game, despite the
Yeah.
fact that a great many people don't.
Well, technically, my games are like visual novel with videos.
Okay. I know we didn't ask this in the pre-show meeting, and for that I do apologize. Do you, please describe the process of how you actually became as successful as you were in game development.
Well, it's because I'm perfect. Duh. What do you think? Well, actually, it's when I was 15, my grandmother gave me $100. So I was like, what do I do with it? And I had a school project about Kim Jong-un that I did in English class. And I was like, wait, I could put it on Greenlight for the memes. So I did. And it got a lot of traction. And then I was like, well, I already paid $100. Why not like put a bunch of trailers and see what the fuck? Who cares? It's funny.
And see what sticks. And
Yeah,
eventually,
no, just like it's funny. Like I never had so many people talk about me, so I was like, oh, it's epic. So I just did it. And then Simulator 1 got with it. So I just like puffined the game a little bit because if you look at the first trailer, it's really shit. It's like Simulator is actually better than the first Simulator that was like itch.
Mm-hmm.
I know it's really bad Simulator 1, but it's an improvement for the first Simulator 1.
Yeah.
But yeah, Yeah, so I fixed everything and I just published it, and then a bunch of YouTubers talked about it. It's not only Jim Sterling, like Cinemontos Ken also talked about my games, which is even bigger than Jim Sterling. He has millions of subscribers. So there's a bunch of people that talk about Simulator 1, and it really sold well. So after that, Zombie Taters got greenlit, so I made the game, and then it made even more money. So I was like, oh shit, why not? Who cares? So I started to work on Simulator 2, which was the first real good game that I really took time to work on it. It sold okay-ish, not that good. So then I went into the memes with "There's a genie message on us," which the story comes from, and it sold really well. And that's pretty much it.
Yes, the
Okay.
tank is so tank meme showed up. I've played a number of these. some of it gets a little odd. George,
But I mean, like,
or
"There's a
something
genie
like-
message on us" is one of my favorite one that I made. Like, it's stupid. It's me. There's a genie message on us, but it's actually kind of like the story I kind of like. It's a mix of memes and seriousness in a way. There's a genie message on us. Like, it's not too stupid, but it's also really stupid.
Yeah. So, what do you? Okay. So let's take this a little differently. When did you start transitioning from the stuff that you presented in Cumulator to actually making full motion interactive movies?
Everyone told me Simulator was crap, so I changed it.
Except that it sold really well.
Yeah, but like, why not? Like, people only liked the video part. They didn't like the gameplay part because it was shit. So why bother making the gameplay part if people don't like it?
Oh,
Okay.
makes sense to me.
Yeah.
It's more work that people don't like, and it runs on almost no computer because Game Gear is shit. So why bother making it? And since the Betatos was made in one day, I had to like do the bare minimum.
I've actually made visual novels in a day. That usually doesn't go very well.
I mean, it
managed
went
it.
really well for some Betatos.
Oh, I'm sure it did. But
One
then,
funny thing about Zombie Tatters is that people on bikes came to see us, me and my friend, and they said, "Are you the guys that make stupid games?" Honestly, because they saw like Kilometer 1, and we're like, "Yeah," and they said, "You suck," and they
and you looked up, blinked, and said, "I made a shitload of money on that. So fuck you." That's what
There's a bunch of times that I was recognized in for real person, like when I was in a cégep. I don't know how you say that in English. Ils ont pas cégep. You don't have that, but it's like it's after high school for us. It's cégep.
Oh, it's university.
Like, no, it's not university. In Canada, it's different. It's high school, cégep, university.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So it's like I was in cégep, but I dropped out because I'm cool. So I was in a philosophy class, and a guy came to me and said, "Are you the guy that makes games?" I was like, "Yeah," and said, "You shouldn't do that. It really sucks." And I was like, "Oh shit! I got recognized. Fucking cool." Oh, I'm famous. And one time at Subway, when I was with my mom, there was one guy that came. And one day at Subway, there was someone that went to talk to me when I was with my mom. So I was like, "You make the games on Steam?" Like, yeah. And that's the only guy that said like, "Oh, that's really cool." I was like, "Oh, someone likes me."
Someone likes the stuff I do.
Actually, this is
Simulator is so
a...
sexy that it attracts beautiful women too. So
yeah. So, I suppose the next topic of discussion should be, what's your next step after after your Steam ban?
right now I'm just finishing the movie since I was already making the movie. So I'm just finishing it. See like if it does well or whatever. If it does well, I'm just going to go full in movies since I got approved by Amazon for making movies. So I might like do
So we're waiting to see
movies on
when those
Amazon
are gonna
Prime,
go on sale, 'cause
DVD and
that's gonna be
Blu-ray.
fun.
So yeah, I'm going to see like what happens, because like there are improved version of what I did. Like it's the same stupid stuff, but like level 10 of production value. It's like the
Right.
AAA version of my games. So yeah, I'm going to see how it does. But I need way less sales to make money on DVDs. So like before, my game were $2 and Steam took 30%, Canada took 25, US took 25. So like I made barely any money. But now Amazon takes like 10% of the sales, and I need to pay like $2 or $3 to make the DVD. So I make way more money selling a DVD at $15 than a game at like some cents that I made. So I need way less people to buy the game, the movies to make money. So I think it can go well. Maybe, I don't know. I hope. I don't want to die.
So if you figure, so I'm guessing you probably figured out a way to get back onto Steam. You thinking about it?
Well, I mean, right now I'm mostly hoping Mellow Online is going to sort this out with Steam. Like Shinty is going to be my savior, like he did last time. So I'm hoping for that. If it doesn't work, I might find a way. If like I can, I don't know. I'm going to see. I don't want to like be illegal on Steam. I don't want to be like an illegal immigrant on Steam and hide myself. My face is the
Well, you
face
know
of
what?
BMC.
People
I
do
can't
do
hide
that.
this. Well, I mean, I can't hide my beautiful face. I need to show it everywhere. What's the point of making money if you're not famous?
Keep it up, Sanji. We're only 20 minutes in.
Okay, so actually, hold on a second. There we go. What do we? So basically, we touched on the we touched on why you were banned. Now let's discuss the slippery slope of troll games. The whole situation started with a developer by the name of Ata Berdiev. Croc is very familiar with that name.
Birdie, 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 birdie. I know I actually know where that vape shop was. It's gone now, by the way.
He released a game called I think it was called Active Shooter.
Yeah, that's the one. Active Shooter that was set in a high school.
Yeah. And do you realize? Do you know beyond what Valve sent you and what we read in the tweet? Do you know precisely why you got banned?
No, I have no idea. They just said it's a troll game. We don't want to do any business with you anymore. YOLO. They didn't say YOLO. But yeah, they just told me that I was banned from Steam because I made a troll game. They didn't want any business with me anymore. And that's it.
Okay. Go ahead.
Basically, the only thing I got was a thing I took a screenshot and tweeted. That's the only thing I got.
I see.
As opposed to, I don't know, digital homicide, which actually just put that sued Valve, that sent a subpoena, that was suing to send a subpoena to Valve, that would have resulted in pretty much the whole planet getting sued.
Yeah.
But I didn't do anything wrong. I always just do the
language.
rules and whatever. So.
Go ahead, Croc.
Those guys were very. That lawsuit was very imprecise in its language, and what they were considering at that point direct competition included things like landlords and the guy at the McDoggies that gave them a sandwich, as quote support unquote. We actually did the math, and they'd wind up, and they would have wound and. Based on the language they use, they would have wound up suing everybody except two two guys that live out in the Siberian tundra and four more people that were in the deepest part of Africa that had never heard of a thing called a video game or met anybody that did.
Yeah, and actually, there is something I want to touch on.
Don't get too sensual.
Nah.
He didn't say he wanted to touch. He said he wanted to touch on, which could mean through clothes.
All right, that's better.
So, speaking of Romine, you are friends with James Romine, are you not?
I'm friends with him because he helped me like to know how to publish games on Steam and stuff like that.
Okay. So, what are your thoughts now on Romine since in the time between the time he got banned from Steam to now?
Well, I mean, we don't talk to each other like a lot. I sent like an email like 1 year ago or something like that. Like it's not like we're not friends. We're like,
I see.
like I was worried because when he lost the job, he didn't have any money, so I was worried for him. But now he's doing okay. That's the only thing about it. Like I don't condone what he did on Steam. I don't think it's a good thing, but I don't think he's a bad person per se. It's just like he didn't do the right choices, but it's not like he's not a bad person. He has kids like that, and his brother is also kind of nice. They're not bad people. They just didn't do the right choices. So
yeah, like everybody in the world.
Well, it was their choices that we were that most of us were ragging about.
yeah, I know, but like it's just that it's not a bad person. It's just that he didn't do the right choices. He didn't know how to handle criticism and stuff like that. So I know, like I can understand why he felt like he needed to do that, because even I didn't feel good when you guys were like punching me, well, not punching me, like roasting me and stuff like that. I didn't feel good, but like I would never have done that. But at the same time, I can understand why someone would want to try to do something about it. But he didn't do the right thing. But he's still not a bad person. So I'm just happy he's doing all right.
And I'm happy that you are actually moving on to bigger and better things in involving your work. I know it was touched on earlier that you got to deal with Amazon, and you are producing Cumulator 3 for the long and short of it for Amazon.
Well, not for Amazon, but on Amazon. If that makes sense.
Okay, yeah. It makes sense. I misspoke. So, what are your thoughts on since Cumulator 3, the interactive game, was going to be free on Steam?
Yeah.
What do you think? What do you think you can do now in order to reveal the full experience of Cumulator? What do you think about, as a suggestion here, releasing it on itch.io?
Well, I'm probably going to do that, but right now the focus is mostly the movie, since I really need to make money. Because if I don't have money at the end of the month, I'm going to die. So I'm just going to finish the movie first, and then I'm going to like maybe publish all my old games on itch.io or something like that. I'm going to like work on this when I'm done making the thing that's going to make me money.
So you are going to move to itch?
Yeah, I'm going to try to go there, but I'm going to see how it. Like, I'm going to make me put Cumulator for free and see how it does. If people download it, I'm going to put my other stuff, because if nobody downloads the free thing, nobody's going to pay for the rest. So like, I'm going to see how the free thing does, and I'm going to probably bother putting everything if it does well.
Okay.
I'm also going to sell a DVD box set of all my games. Well, they're going to become movies, but a DVD box set on Amazon of all my movie games, whatever you call them.
Only if Cumulator does well.
Well, no, the box set is going to go on Amazon, whatever. I'm just going to need to work on it after Cumulator 3.
Okay.
Because I know a lot of people that didn't buy all my games are like sad that they did miss something. So if I do like a box set of everything, all the cutscenes or whatever, they're going to be able to experience kind of like the game, but they're going to own a physical version too, so that's kind of cool.
Okay. Are you planning on reproducing Cumulator as a movie? The original Cumulator. The original Cumulator.
Well, I mean, well, it's going to be in the box set, but
Okay.
like all my games are going to be in the box set turned into movies.
Okay.
I don't know if that makes sense.
But... So, what are you planning on pricing that box set?
I have no idea right now. I'm going to see how it costs because I'm going to have multiple DVDs. So I'm going to see how it costs to make, but it's probably going to be like $20-$30 because it's going to be expensive, like a cardboard. I'm going to try to make it nice looking. So it might be expensive if I want like a nice box set with multiple DVD cases and stuff like that. I want it to be like the collector BMC, a cool thing.
Yeah. Well, okay. So after Cumulator, after all your current projects are done, do you have any plans for future projects?
Right now, I have some plans to make movies with my girlfriends that are kind of cool. We have a Love in Quarantine, which is like a love story about two people stuck in quarantine that can't see each other. We also that's the serious thing because we're going to start making serious stuff, so it's going to be different from BMC. And there's also some really really dumb stuff that we're going to make, like the story of how I got banned on Steam. It's going to be a ironical documentary about me, like. Everything started when I started to drink water.
No, that thing, I think that could be funny.
Yeah.
So I'm going to do a mockumentary about myself and my girlfriend, and we're also going to do a movie like with everything that's royalty free. So it's going to be Sherlock Holmes Sherlock Holmes versus Snow White in War of the Worlds.
That would be hilarious.
And since we don't have a lot of budget, we bought a fuck ton of small soldiers that we're going to green screen into like the city. They're going to walk in stop motion next to us. So it's going to be really dumb.
Okay, so let's see here. I'm sorry, I'm getting pinged. I think that's about does it for me. How about you, Croc?
All right. How about we get on with the debate rather than undermining any further undermining any future interviews?
Okay.
So, Alan, how about we start with your thoughts? Who do you think there's any kind of consistency going on there?
Well, I mean, I don't think so because someone reviewed it and said you need to fix one thing, and then someone banned me just after that. So I think it's
I'm
pretty
sorry,
stupid.
run that by me again.
What?
Run that by me one more time. I missed it. I'm sorry.
Okay, well, someone said you need to fix the cover art. I fixed it, and then someone banned me, so it doesn't make sense. At least not for me. And there's a bunch of other games that were refused too. Like Bootleg Story was refused. Each Child Drinking Water was refused at first, but was accepted after that. Stuff like that.
Okay, so how many games did you wind up with on Steam overall?
I have no idea.
Oh, wow.
I think 27, 30, something like that. If you write BMC Studio games, I'm sure Google knows it better than me. BMC Studio. Yeah, they know it better than me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10. Around 37 something.
That's quite a lot. Jacuz. Each sale I get, each sale I drink a glass of water. AIDS emoji. Ooh.
AIDS emoji was filmed at my 18th birthday.
Hold on. I count 28.
I'm just bad at counting.
SteamDB lists 28 games out of you.
Yeah, but there's
Before you
also
got banned.
bootleg story that was removed, so you need to count that one, even if it
Yeah,
never came out.
29.
There's no, I think that's it. Yeah, 29.
Well, the BMC Studio page on Steam still exists. There's nothing in it, but but it exists.
You're still a piece of me.
Okay, so I think we're about out of ideas.
I mean, we didn't debate the thingy that.
Yeah. I know.
We're not doing the debate. We haven't done the debate yet. We need to get on that.
Yes, that's true. So yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm like drawing a blank here because my nephew's over.
Just kidding.
So yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay. Let's start on a slightly different tack. What do you making of the censorship there, Alan?
Well, I don't think it's right. I agree that people that post like asset flips and stuff like that shouldn't be on Steam because like when it's literally a game they bought online, it's totally stupid. And like that's wrong. And people that just steal other people's stuff, that's wrong too. But there's people that have stolen assets of things and they're still on Steam. And I'm fucking careful about like not doing anything like that. And they ban me, which is like really lame. So I don't think like censoring people that just do their thing when it's all in the rules is good.
Mm-hmm. So the rules do exist for a reason. The problem, it seems to me like the problem is just capricious enforcement.
Right.
Yeah, people need to respect the rules, but when you respect the rules, there's no reason to ban me. Like I'm doing everything you want. So.
I did all the things. Why force you do that? See, the thing is, I'm actually not a huge. See, here's my thing. I'm not actually. I've never actually been a particularly huge fan of your games, and you know that.
Seriously?
But at the same time, I admit that these games deserve to exist.
I thought you were fun.
I've never been a huge fan, but that being said, I still think they deserve to exist, and I think censorship of this nature is actually very wrong. That's my opinion. Of course, capricious enforcement.
You from 4 years ago would.
Say what?
Kind of funny when you think about like you from 4 years ago would say totally the opposite of that.
Well, even then, I seem to recall. I seem to remember admitting that the games do it. That your stuff did in fact deserve to exist.
Okay, all right, but yeah, I agree with you. Like people cannot like my games, but yeah, like people cannot like my games, but there's still like an audience for it. And even if there were no audience for it, I'm still allowed to post it according to the rules. So
just because somebody doesn't like a game doesn't mean it doesn't actually have a place in the ecosystem.
Yeah, and like if people at Valve don't like my games, that's fine. I don't care. Like it's just that you don't need to ban me for no reason, or I don't know, stupid.
Or incredibly limited reasons.
Yeah, like I mean, you can't invent a reason either. Like you can't say I'm a troll game when I'm not. Like I don't know. It's kind of weird.
I think the original intention behind the idea of a troll game was more along the line of, well, we're just gonna spam this. We're gonna spam different versions of the same game 3 million times, and they can't stop us.
Yeah, like the anti-puzzle thing that for instance.
Oh yeah, don't get me started about those.
But yeah, like that's a good example of a troll games, and like my games are really different, and people actually are excited when I publish one. That's a proof that like they're not.
I think most of them are wondering what the hell silly memes you're going to abuse this time.
Well, I mean, technically, I don't use that many memes anymore. Like they're mostly like my kind of humor. Like Simulator 3 doesn't have a lot of memes in it. There's some references, but it's mostly like a story that I invented with my girlfriend. So
You and the girlfriend getting to work together. That's actually not a bad thing, believe it or not.
well, I mean, she really helped me to improve because like she tells me, "No, it's kind of shit. Do it again." So so I really improved.
Maybe that's it. Maybe,
Before,
maybe
like,
that's a good thing.
so yeah, like when I was with my friends were only actors of the game. They never helped making the games, making a script, whatever. I did everything. They just like, "Oh, I'm going to pay you dinner if you help me record." And they were like, "Okay, sure, whatever." So that's it. But I did everything alone. So when something like was getting on my nerves, I just said, fuck off. I'm going to skip that. That cutscene is not that necessary. So I'm just going to like, who cares? But now since I have someone looking over me, I can't like skip stuff.
Everybody has to be accountable to somebody. Unfortunately, people at Valve seem to have disagreed.
Oops.
So, I know Mello is talking with Valve on getting your ban reversed.
Yeah.
So, what do you think the troll actually is, if any?
What do you mean? On my game?
On your Simulator game that ultimately got you banned from Steam.
Well, I mean, I don't think there's any trolling in it. So, I mean, it's the exact same type of game that I made before, that I always made. It's just a comedy game. It's not trolling.
Okay.
Like, it's like saying the
Also,
spin-off American Pie are
also
trolling.
speculation.
Yeah,
But I
it's all
guess-
speculation in any event.
But yeah, I guess like people could just say that like it's trolling because it's bad, or it's trolling because it's the same type of game that I always do, and it's like, I don't know.
Be right back, gents.
Okay. So comedy is considered trolling now, according to Valve.
Well, I mean, maybe, I don't know. Like, that's the only thing that I can see that is trolling, is the fact that it's comedy, and people could say, "Oh, it's stupid, so it's trolling."
yeah. What I know that we are not lawyers. Does Valve include in their Steamworks doc? Well, I don't know if I can actually ask that question.
I don't know if I can respond to that question either. So
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, I could ask it. I could ask it all day, but I'm probably
to give you a better idea of what a troll game is in the document in your in the documentation for Steamworks.
I think the documentation is public actually, because I know my girlfriend read it and she doesn't have a Steamworks account. So I guess I can talk about it. Maybe I don't. I'm already banned. Who cares? They can't ban me, Ardo.
Well, they can't ban you again. So they can't ban you again they can't ban you while you're still banned. So
But yeah, basically a troll game is when you submit multiple things too fast, or when you like do something that you know is bad, or when like stuff like that.
low effort games, basically.
Let me just consult the girlfriend.
C'était quand tu mets volontairement un truc que c'est
Ok, ouais, c'est bon.
spam,
Ok, c'est bon.
y a aucun game.
Okay. So, my girlfriend that read the Steamwork thingy, and I know I'm the one having the company, but I didn't, but she did. So, a troll game is like if you publish an image that is a .exe, that's trolling because it's not a game. If you publish the same game multiple times, that's trolling. If everyone would look at something and say that's not a game, that's trolling. if you don't have a fan base that like likes your thingy, and like, for example, if my games were really just a video with no like nothing, that would be trolling.
Well,
I see.
Well, you'd have to submit that to Steam as a movie then, because they do that.
No, they don't anymore. They did that before.
That's strange. I actually bought a game here recently that included a that actually included an OVA that went with it. Huh. Interesting.
But yeah, like since my games are interactive, and I think like if you look at my games, you know they're games. So the thing that everyone agrees that the game doesn't work. So
Well, no, I would define them as games certainly. And, I'm pretty sure
and
the
also
average
if it's
person
and if you scam people, they're going to say it's trolling. Like if you advertise something that's not what the game is, that's also trolling.
Yeah.
But all my
Which
games
is
are like
not what we
clearly
did
like
here,
you
I
know
don't
what
think.
you're going to buy. So when you buy Accumulator, you know you're going to get Accumulator. So yeah, I don't think my games are trolling because I don't have any of those requirements to be a trolling game.
Okay. I don't know. Maybe they decided that it was trolling because somebody got offended.
Well, I mean,
Not
I
that
guess
that's
you could do
actually
that.
stopped
But...
Valve before, but if the reviewer was offended by something, then maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, that could make sense. Maybe someone at Valve really doesn't like me and said like, "Oh, fuck off. Who cares? Let's ban him. Nobody is going to care anyway."
Yeah. Well, obviously somebody gives a shit.
I mean, a lot of people actually give a shit. It's kind of impressive that people don't like me give a shit. I'm happy.
I mean, we
Like
wouldn't
when I
have
see
you
you
on.
actually care. So.
Yeah, we wouldn't have you on otherwise.
Yeah, it's kind of nice to see that people that don't like me well, you don't like me, you don't like my game, but like that you kind of care is nice.
Yeah. Yeah. So, what? Before we wrap things up, do we we can safely define that there's no real, while there is no real quality control over at Valve, we can safely say that what quality control they do.
Well, I guess it's not custom sim.
What quality control they can and will do. It's I'm sorry, I misspoke. What quality control they can and will do is selective at best, shall we say?
I think that's
Yeah, I guess.
fair.
I mean, if they add rules that said like you can't make a bad game, then I guess. I mean, you can't say you can't make a bad game because people that are on my Discord like my game. For them, it's not a bad game. So like even then, it doesn't work. So I don't know. And they are way worse games than mine on Steam. Like. So yeah, it's not consistent when they like decide to ban something. So
yeah, the enforcement is way too selective.
And something that's kind of dumb, if they really thought like Simulator 3 is awful, we can't have that game. It's so bad, it's disgusting, makes me want to puke. There's no reason to ban my other stuff. So yeah, they could just ban that one game and that's it.
Actually, they would have just rejected that one.
Yeah, but like, why not do that if that's like the worst thing they saw? Like they said, don't do that, and they slapped me like, don't do that kind of a game. That's it. No need to ban everything they approved before because they approved it before. So.
I personally think you are in very good shape, all things considered. I personally
I know
think
I'm in good shape. I'm also really sexy.
So what type of things are you looking forward to in the future now?
Not having and like not making any money is kind of scary right now. So, but yeah, I'm just hoping my movie is going to work, and I'm also going to open a new merch store with a custom condom of Kimulator. So if you want to,
Now
if you want to buy some epic condoms, so there's going to be a new merch store with better merch than before. So that's going to be nice, and you're going to be able to buy Kimulator condoms. And you know what? Kimulator condoms are 100% safe because if you take that out with a girl, there's no chance you're going to have sex. So like, it's way safer than a regular condom.
Something I might suggest if you're going to go the merch store route is to take all of the Steamworks stuff out of the games, rebuild them, and put them on and put those up for sale while you're at it. It's a thought.
Well, they're probably going to be on itch because the merch store is going to be physical stuff.
Okay.
Like a collector edition of the movies and new T-shirts, like a version of this but with no copyright, because that's actually the real emoji movie thing that I photoshopped. But I'm going to like redraw it and put a version of that, like a bunch of merch about my games that are better quality than the merch I did before, because I got banned from there too, because like everyone likes to ban me. So so I'm going to do my own store, so I can't ban myself when I do my own thing. So that's going to be better.
Well, you could ban yourself. You just wouldn't do you a damn bit of good.
But yeah, so I'm going to open my own store with a bunch of merch, custom condoms, maybe Zombie Tatas condoms while I'm at it, because why not? So yeah, and I'm going to do my own store. I'm going to publish movies. I'm going to see if it works. If it doesn't work, I'm going to be dead inside. Like, even right now, I'm so depressed. Like, right now, I know I'm feeling good, but my girlfriend knows that, like, 2 days ago, I was dying inside. Like, I was just in bed looking at the ceiling, wanting to die, like, so much. Like, all my life is gone in one ban. So it's really hard. Like, right now, I'm feeling better because I have my wonderful girlfriend with me. But if it wasn't for that, I'm feeling like awful inside. I just want to die. So
well, let's see if we can't do something that'll cheer you up. If the audience would, please like, share, and subscribe to this channel, because we are going to keep an
Studios channel. Maybe we'll get updates over there.
Yeah, and we are going to keep an eye on this, and we will update you as necessary with a Redux show. So that said, I'd like to thank our guest Alain for joining us today, and Lord Crocosquirrel, thank you for joining per our usual arrangement. And I am Sanji Himura. I'd like to thank you all for watching, and I will see you guys soon on the next W2 Report Live.
It's the end of the fight. Should I